Hello, sweet soul, and welcome back to Brit's Bedtime Stories. Tonight's story is here to help you soften, unwind, and drift into a more peaceful place within yourself. Before we begin, if this story brings you comfort, helps you relax, or touches your heart in any way, please subscribe, like, share with someone who may need it, and leave a comment below. It truly helps this little channel grow and reach more people who may need a soft place to rest. And if there's a bedtime story your heart is craving personally, you can leave a request in the comments. I'll create requested stories for free, and if I use your idea, I'll give you a shout out in the video description. Now, get cozy, take a slow breath, and let yourself be carried gently in tonight's story. On the night, the moon turned full and silver above the sleeping world. An invitation appeared beneath your door. The envelope was black velvet, sealed with golden wax in the shape of a crescent moon and a mask. You lifted it carefully. Inside, written in shimmering gold, were the words, "You are invited to the Moonlit Masquerade of sweet dreams. Arrive as you are, wear the mask you are given, dance with the one who remembers you." A strange warmth moved through your chest. Outside your window, moonlight had spilled across the ground in a silver path leading toward the trees. The world was quiet. The night seemed to be waiting. You should have questioned it, but some invitations are not meant to be questioned. They are meant to be followed. So, you breathed in slowly and breathed out. Then you stepped onto the moonlit path. The forest was calm and dark, but not frightening. Tiny golden lanterns floated between the branches like sleepy stars. With every step, the heaviness of the day loosened from your shoulders. Your jaw softened. Your hands relaxed. Your heart, though cautious, began to listen. Soon the trees opened, and beyond them stood a palace of silver stone and candlelight. Music drifted from its open doors, a slow waltz, warm, elegant, familiar. At the gate, an old woman in a starry mask handed you a dark silk mask edged in gold. "For the masquerade," she said softly. You tied it on. The moment it touched your face, your clothes changed into something beautiful and dreamlike, made of midnight fabric and tiny silver stars. You looked down at yourself and smiled, because for once, you did not feel like you had to earn beauty. You were simply allowed to have it. Inside the palace, the ballroom glowed with thousands of candles. Guests in masks turned across the marble floor, laughing softly, their gowns and coats sweeping like moonlit water. Crystal chandeliers shimmered overhead. The full moon watched through a glass dome above. You stood at the edge of the room, taking it all in. Then you felt it. Someone watching you. Across the ballroom, leaning against a marble pillar, stood a stranger in black and gold. His mask was sharp and elegant, his posture relaxed, his smile slow, as if he had been waiting far too long and was trying very hard not to look pleased about it. Behind the mask, his eyes caught the candlelight. Gold, warm, familiar. He lifted his glass in a tiny toast. You looked away, then annoyingly looked back. He was already walking toward you. Not quickly, never quickly. He moved as if the music made room for him. And when he reached you, he bowed. "Good evening," he said. His voice was low and smooth, like velvet warmed by fire. "Good evening," you replied. His smile deepened. "You came later than I expected." You raised an eyebrow behind your mask. "Did you expect me?" "For a very long time." The answer should have sounded impossible. Instead, it made your heart pause. Do I know you?" you asked. He offered his hand. "Not yet," he said. "Not again." A little shiver moved through you. He noticed. Of course he noticed. "Dance with me," he said, "and perhaps you'll remember." You looked at his hand, black glove, long fingers, waiting. The invitation had said, "Dance with the one who remembers you." So, you placed your hand in his. His fingers closed around yours gently, warmly, like he knew exactly how to touch without taking. The orchestra shifted into a slower waltz. He led you onto the dance floor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. At first, you tried to think about your steps, but he guided you with such calm confidence that your body began to trust the rhythm. The room turned, candlelight blurred, the moon shone down. "You were thinking too loudly," he murmured. You looked up at him. Can you hear that too? Only when it gets in the way of the music. That sounds like something a man says when he wants to seem mysterious. I am mysterious. Modest, too. Painfully. A laugh escaped you before you could stop it. His expression softened when he heard it, as if your laugh had touched something hidden beneath his teasing. Then he turned you gently beneath his arm and drew you back in. Not too close. Close enough. Warmth moved between you. You are allowed to enjoy this, he said quietly. I am enjoying it. Part of you is, he said. Another part is waiting to be disappointed. The words landed softly, but deeply. You looked away. The dance continued. He did not rush you to answer. And finally he whispered, sometimes wanting love makes me feel foolish. His hand at your back remained steady. Wanting love does not make you foolish, he said. It makes you human. Giving your heart to the wrong hands can hurt, but the wanting itself is sacred. Sacred. The word moved through you like a bell, not needy, not embarrassing, not too much, sacred. He spun you outward, then back again. You came wearing a mask, he said, but your heart arrived barefaced. You tried to glare at him. You are incredibly dramatic. I have been waiting a long time. I earned dramatic. Another laugh slipped from you. This time you let it. When the dance ended, he bowed over your hand. He paused before kissing it, asking without words. Only when your fingers relaxed with permission did he press the faintest kiss to your gloved knuckles. Soft, respectful, still enough to make your stomach flutter. He smiled like he knew. Ridiculous man. Would you like air? He asked. You glanced toward the moonlit balcony. Yes, you said. I think I would. The balcony overlooked gardens glowing beneath the full moon. Silver roses climbed the railings. Lanterns drifted above the hedges. The night smelled of rain, roses, and warm vanilla. You stood beside him at the stone railing, and for a while, neither of you spoke. The quiet felt comfortable. That surprised you. And finally, you said, why do you feel familiar? He looked out over the gardens. Because some connections do not begin when people meet, he said. Some begin as a song the heart recognizes before the mind can name it. You turned toward him. Do you believe that? I believe the soul keeps better records than memory. The words should have felt too strange, but instead, they felt like something you had always known. He reached toward a silver rose and touched it gently. The petals opened beneath his fingers. At the center of the flower, a tiny golden flame glowed. He plucked it and offered it to you. A token, he said. For what? For remembering that desire can be gentle. You took the rose. Its flame gave off warmth without burning you. And gods, it felt so good. Desire can be gentle, he repeated. And playful, he added. And safe? His golden eyes held yours, especially safe. Your breath softened. Something in your body believed him, not because of the dream, not because of the palace, because he did not press, he did not demand. He simply waited. He let you choose. You looked down at your glowing rose in your hand. I think I forgot romance could feel like this. Like what? You searched for the words. Warm, exciting, but not frightening. His smile became softer. Then, remember this feeling. The music from the ballroom drifted out through the curtains. He offered his hand again. One more dance. You raised a brow. You are very confident. With you, no. His smile turned wicked, hopeful. That made you smile despite yourself. He took his hand, and the balcony faded around you, and suddenly you were back beneath the glass dome of the ballroom. The other guests had moved to the edges of the room, watching quietly. The final waltz began. Slow, tender, moonlit. His hand settled at your back again, steady and warm. You moved together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this time, you did not think so much. You let yourself be held by the rhythm. You let yourself enjoy the closeness. You let yourself feel the spark without bracing for pain. You asked who I am, he said. Yes. What do you know already? You looked up at him. That you listen? He smiled. What else? That you don't rush me? His hand tightened gently around yours. What else? You breathed in. That my body feels safe with you? His expression changed then. The teasing disappeared. And for a moment, he looked almost reverent. Then you know enough for tonight. The final notes of the waltz began to slow. The palace shimmered. The candles blurred into stars. No, you whispered, not yet. I know, he said gently. His thumb brushed over your hand. But sleep needs softness, not longing that keeps you awake. That is unfair. Most good boundaries are. You laughed softly, even as your heart ached. He reached up slowly, giving you time to pull away. You did not. His fingers touched the edge of your mask. May I? You nodded. He untied the ribbon and lifted the mask from your face. Cool air kissed your skin. You felt exposed and strangely free. He looked at you with such warmth that your heart opened a little more. There you are, he whispered. Then he lifted his own mask, only enough for you to see the curve of his mouth, that slow, impossible smirk. Still hiding? You asked. Leaving you curious. Cruel. Effective. You smiled. He stepped closer, slowly, so slowly. The almost touch felt like its own kind of kiss. But he did not kiss your mouth. Instead, he leaned down and pressed a warm, gentle kiss to your forehead, protective, tender, a blessing disguised as romance. Rest now, sweet dreamer, he whispered. The ballroom dissolved into moonlight. His voice followed you as the dream softened. You do not have to chase what is meant to meet you. The palace faded. You do not have to make yourself smaller to be loved. The forest returned. You are allowed to want love that feels like peace. The silver path carried you home. You are allowed to be playful again. The stars dimmed. You are allowed to be desired gently. Then everything became quiet, warm, dark, safe. When you woke, the room was still. Morning had not fully arrived. The world rested in that soft blue hour before dawn, and for a moment you wondered if it had only been a dream. Then you felt something in your hand. You opened your fingers. A black velvet ribbon lay across your palm. Silver on one side, soft as moonlight, and at its center was a tiny golden star. You smiled, not because everything in life had changed, but because something inside you had. And you placed one hand over your heart and breathed slowly. In and out. In and out. Your body remembered the rhythm of the dance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You whispered into the quiet room. Love does not have to make me smaller. The words settled gently. Then you whispered, love can help me come home to myself. And outside, the last stars faded. Inside, your nervous system softened. You returned to your pillow. The blanket welcomed you. The room felt peaceful. And somewhere beyond waking, beyond the moon, beyond the edges of ordinary life, a ballroom waited, candles still glowing, music still playing, a golden-eyed stranger leaning against a marble pillar with that slow, wicked smirk, as if he had all the time in the world, as if he knew you would return, as if some dances are never truly over. Your eyes grew heavy, your breath slowed, the last trace of music moved through you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In and out. In and out. And as sleep gathered you gently back into its arms, the moon whispered through the curtains, "You are safe to soften. You are safe to dream. You are safe to be loved gently. Rest now, sweet soul. The masquerade will wait." Shh. You're doing so perfectly well. There you go. There you go. You're allowed to go to sleep now. Allowed to rest and relax. Good night, sweet soul. Sweet dreams.